What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
Sup, guys?
And today, there's still no news. So it's time for a Black Series retrospective about the second wave of Orange Line figures.
Very true. This will close out the year of 2013. 2 waves?
Along with 2 exclusives.
Yeah.
There were 8 unique figures, plus a Han Solo and Carbonite.
True.
So yeah, it's weird to see how far we've come from way back then in 2013 with only those figures to now, where we're literally getting like close to, if not over, 100 figures.
Yeah, if you're counting like the gimmicks and the repaints and everything.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, join us for another nice little history lesson today. Like Nate said, Wave 2 of the Orange Line.
As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new.
Very interesting because of the first figure here in the wave, a controversial one. But to briefly list off the wave, it consists of Princess Leia slave outfit. That is the actual name of the figure. Boba Fett coming in at number 6. 07 is Greedo, and 8 is Han Solo from A New Hope. So there were some interesting comments on last week's episode that I never really thought about, and that is how long these figures were in development.
Right.
So like Eric and the other designers and the PR people at Hasbro, they usually respond to this question by a year to 2 years, like year and a half sort of. Lately they've been pushing to say like, year and a half towards 2 years. From the concept of the figure to when it's in your hands, like as a consumer. So, Disney did in fact buy Star Wars in 2012.
Right.
So, there is a strong chance that these figures, at least these first few waves, were in development before Disney absorbed Star Wars, and then they just slapped the logo on it, like, oh, we already have these made and ready to go.
Right.
So that could be a reason why Princess Leia...
What?
There's a flyer!
Jesus.
He was coming right for us! So that could be a reason we saw Princess Leia slave outfit, because it never was called Slave Leia. That's kind of just something the community labeled her as, even back in like Power of the Force days.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's just parentheses slave outfit. I know there is some controversy, and I know Carrie Fisher, looking back, like retrospect, she did not like that. And I remember like the advice she gave to Daisy Ridley, like don't let them, get you in one of those costumes. And back early 80s, it's that Hollywood environment where she probably felt very pressured into doing it. So like later in life, she has said that she was not the biggest fan of that. Totally get it.
Yeah.
But it's also a piece of film history. So it is a shame that we are most likely never going to see this figure ever again.
Yeah, we had a small sliver of hope when it was included on an archive fan vote, but of course they also included Commander Cody on that same vote, so
yeah,
everyone voted for the Clone Trooper.
And every figure on that list has since been archived or part of like a 40th packaging. It's been released. Every single character on that list has been re-released, except for Slave Leia.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty safe to say. I mean, she was in the Star Wars Lego video game.
Yeah.
So where do they draw the line? I don't know, but it's not problematic for them to release this figure. I really wish they would understand that. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. If you don't want your child playing with that toy, don't buy it for them.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. But, looking back, even at the time, not the best figure. Certainly now, horrible figure.
That's the worst part of it all.
Yeah.
Is we had this one chance. I mean, am I glad that I have her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, sitting here at the table and looking over there towards the Jabba's Palace display and seeing her laying in the distance, I'm like, oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You just can't get too close.
Yeah, severely underscaled. We've talked about it on the channel before. I have all these same reference photos that I always use.
Right.
That even compared to the other Princess Leia action figures of the Black Series, she just looks almost like a 3 3/4 inch figure.
Mm-hmm. Comes with really random accessories. The chain is also way too short. So if you do have the Black Series Jabba the Hutt, the chain doesn't even reach to his hand, so he can't really do anything with it. So she just has this random piece of plastic.
I can't wait for the 40th Chewbacca to have the same problem.
Oh, absolutely.
10 years later.
At least for that, though, if you look at reference images, the chain does look fairly short.
Okay.
Unlike with this version of Leia, where the chain is super long, because obviously, she throws it around Jabba's neck. And
yeah, so undersized, and also whenever you see visible articulation on bare skin, it's always just kind of creepy, especially double jointed. I would much rather have this figure be just like a single joint hinge, so we don't have any pins.
Yeah, definitely a figure that even if they did archive it, it would not save it.
Ooh, no.
The only thing that I would see like positively coming out of that would just be it would be a cheaper opportunity to get the figure, because despite it being a bad figure, she also fetches a pretty high price these days.
Yeah.
And as far as I understand, because again, we weren't actively collecting at this time, but we have spoken with people like Mike Case and Fig Fury who were letting us know that this Princess Leia was a straight up peg warmer back then.
There was also some packaging variations. There's a United States, a Mexico, and a Japan version.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the only original 2013 8 figures that had packaging variations, so here's a shot of that. Kind of interesting.
And then after that, the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett was a figure that, still to this day, it looks great. And
I like the helmet.
And that's about all I can say about it, because it has horrible articulation.
Yeah.
It is an absolute pain to try and get Boba to hold that blaster any other way than just, holding it,
Vanilla
aiming
pose.
down.
It is kind of interesting. There's two interesting things about this. A, they're still using the body 10 years later.
Yeah.
Most recently in the disguise, the con exclusive from the comic when he's all black. And then B, 2 blasters, jetpack, helmet, standard. 10 years later, 2 blasters, jetpack, removable helmet, deluxe.
Yep. Oh, how Boba Fett has come along.
I don't know. I'll just leave it at that.
This figure also did get quite the upgraded set for San Diego Comic-Con that year, with an inclusion of a accurately scaled Han in carbonite, which was highly desirable for years. That was a Black Series holy grail for a long time, until they thankfully re-released Han in carbonite by himself as an Amazon exclusive figure. Although now it has gained value. So
we both got that one. Thank goodness they released it. It was like $15. I was like, fine, I need Han and carbonite.
Yeah, well worth it.
Yep. But Greedo was an interesting figure. I mean, he looks incredible. Hasbro always kills it with alien sculpts, even back in 2013. Still holds up today as just an excellent Greedo figure.
Oh, yeah.
He does come with 1 blaster pistol, which is kind of interesting to see. Early in the Orange line, all of these figures come with like so many accessories, and there's Greedo with his pistol.
Yep. A little bit of foreshadowing of things to come.
Just give him his blaster.
Yep. They're like...
I mean, what else could he have came with?
They could have given them the cup treatment.
Give him a cup. Right?
When in doubt, give him a cup.
He was in the cantina. Odds are he got a drink at some point. They did include a nice wash on the vest. It's kind of hard to see in the official shots when it's under such harsh lighting, but it's there. And I love that wash on the vest. It really brings out those sculpted details.
The blaster pistol itself also does have some really nice dry brushing too. So at least it's painted. Greedo is painted, looks really good, has some pretty decent articulation as well. The only figure that when they did that little re-release of Han and Luke, Greedo was the only one that was like, you know what, that's fine. He's still a good figure.
Yeah.
The other 2 did not stand the test of time. And then, that's the last figure, is A New Hope Han Solo, which absolutely jam-packed with accessories. alternate hands, which is something that we never see. And every time that figure has been re-released after, well, the 40th anniversary, but the Power of the Force version did not come with those alternate hands.
Yeah, I got that version and I did notice that. It is just so cool to see him come with so much, like the Stormtrooper belt,
right?
And stuff like that.
If you want that like oddly specific moment in the movie,
because it's supposed to be the all-encompassing definitive version of the character.
Oh yeah.
The head sculpt, this is pre-photoreal, so it's not that great. But again, I have a little bit of like empathy for these figures, because they're pre-photoreal. It's like they were doing the best with what they had. So yeah, it's rough, but I'm glad they did re-release this one in the Power of the Force release. But this does need an all-new sculpt, head to toe. I
also really think a major problem with this figure is the giraffe neck. The head just sits like so high up on the neck, makes it look super elongated. And again, was another figure that just, slapping photoreal on it doesn't really fix the issue.
And they also released Han and Greedo in this like Toys R Us exclusive Cantina Showdown set.
Yeah.
Where they had the crappiest cardboard cutout foldable chairs and a table.
Now, I actually remember seeing this because even though I wasn't actively collecting at the time, I still really enjoyed going to Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Just to look around, because we always had a local Toys R Us, so it was always just something fun I liked to do. And I do remember seeing that and being genuinely confused as to why it was all cardboard. Like, just in my mind, I was like, why wouldn't this be plastic? Like, it's like a play set thing,
Who would have known, like 7 or 8 years later, they would try to include cardboard as a HasLab tier. They've been doing it this whole time.
Yeah, I think sometimes people forget about the like more unknown exclusive sets or like re-release packs that they tried to do, because there's some more examples that we'll talk about when we get deeper into the history with more, cardboard backdrops, cardboard pieces to, put stuff on.
Yeah, I'm very happy I got into 3D printing and I was able to print like a proper, 2 chairs, table, and the light.
Oh yeah, because it looks absolutely incredible, and you printed me a set as well, so that's something that I felt like was always missing from the collection. So it feels right to finally have that and have Han and Greedo sitting there with the rest of your A New Hope figures.
Yep. All original trilogy this time around, but to be fair, in the next few waves, there is a surprising amount of prequel love in the next few waves between like clones, Anakin, stuff like that. So this was a wave of whole OT, but it's still nice. You got an alien, you got some main characters, you kind of got a very specific look with Slave Leia, so I still think it was a pretty well-balanced wave in that respect. Solid wave, although most of these figures in today's standards do not hold up. Really, Greedo's the only one that still holds up.
Agreed. And for those curious, the most expensive figure out of these, besides the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set, is, of course, Leia in her slave outfit, averaging $68.13, and is a figure that's not worth it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. You don't want to spend that kind of money on this figure. You're better just without it. I promise you that.
For that price, yes. But knowing that we'll more than likely never get it, like ever again, still don't pay that much.
Yeah. I think if I didn't have mine, I would not spend that crazy money to get the figure. And that's really it for 2013. That's not the end of the orange line, but for 2013, the very first year of Black Series figures, this was it. 2 waves, some really great figures right out of the gate. Of course, a lot of them don't hold the test of time. So yeah, that's pretty much all we've got for you this week. Another no news week. So who knows, maybe next week we'll dive into the next wave of Black Series figures.
I kind of like this. Just whenever we have no topic or no news or rumors or anything, we just do an episode of the history of the Black Series. Maybe I'll do this as a separate playlist.
Yeah, I definitely think it deserves its own playlist, and it's fun just to kind of go back and talk about the figures. And soon enough, once we start getting into Blue Line stuff, we'll actually be able to start talking a little bit more about our own experiences, at least seeing them in stores and whatnot. So that'll be pretty interesting. But we hope everyone is enjoying this series. If you are, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. And if you'd like to support us in a more direct manner, we do also offer a channel membership for 99 cents a month, along with a small collection of merch. There are links for everything in the description of this video. Big thank you to our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.